Hello! Welcome to episode 35 of Movies and Us. I am Marcus.
I'm TJ.
And this is the movie show that reviews movies from the beginning sometimes. And today we're reviewing the 2000 release of Hulk.
We're going to be here for a while.
I'm going to try my best to yada yada through a lot of it. But yeah, it's a long movie, guys. So strap on. This movie was released 2003, like I said.
What are they strapping on?
What?
What are they strapping on? What are you trying to get them to do?
They're fun hats. They're focusing hats because this movie is boring. It's released in June 20th, 2003. Its runtime is 138 minutes. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes. Honestly,
No, it was like 4 hours and a half.
It could have been a 38-minute movie. I'm like, okay, that was good. But no, they had to add extra.
Oh, yeah, they could have cut so much out. So much could have been cut out. This movie, why are we lingering on shot of trees?
Oh, the first act of the movie, they're on the desert. So many desert and animal shots. Like, I don't care about any of this. Where's the Hulk?
Anyway. It's not like they went and just showed it for a couple seconds. No, it's just hangs on it. Like, it's so artsy. It's so annoying.
There was this one shot where it was on Bruce Banner and they looked at the tree for a second. 20 shots of the tree, then they went to the next scene. Like, what was that? What was that for? How'd you do that, anyway? Oh, man.
I don't know, and you use that same tree over and over again.
And then we leave the desert, go to like San Francisco, and like the third act we go back to the desert. Like, no, we just left this place.
And then we just spend like 5 minutes of the Hulk running over sand for no reason.
Oh man,
we're already going off on this movie. This is not going to be good.
I think it's going to be good. The budget for this movie, $137 million. It made a lot of money. It made $245 million, which I was more than surprised because it placed at number 15 in the 2003 box office. So that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay for, what it was. I mean, it had a popular director behind it, so I'm sure people were hyped to go see it.
But you still think like the worldwide box, like the word of mouth, it did better than Daredevil.
Yeah, but Hulk is also a more well-known character.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. Interesting. Anyways, what else? Okay, directed by Ang Lee, like I spoke of earlier. Sorry, deleted my page. Yeah, directed by Ang Lee. Screenplay by James Schamus, Michael Frantz, and John Turman. Story by James Schamus. Produced by Avi Arad, Larry Franco, Gail Ann Hurd, and James Schamus. And starring Eric Bana as the Hulk, Jennifer Connelly as Betty Ross, Sam Elliott as just Ross, General Ross, Josh Lucas as Tablet, the most comically stupid character in this movie, Nick Nolte as the father. What's the name? Something Banner.
David
Banner. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the cast isn't really important.
And it's got a relatively small cast considering the superhero genre. We usually have a long list of people to get through.
Exactly. There was a member from what's that? Steel. The guy from Steel and Underworld. The black werewolf, the deep voice.
I only remember the main actress from Underworld. I don't even know her name. And as for Steel, all I remember is Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, he has like a small background role, and I was like, it's that guy. So I was like, a little fun thing for me. But yeah, Steel wasn't bad looking back at it compared to the movie.
No, I'll take an hour and a half any day of the week.
Besides that, I think that's all the Preamble, right? Starring, produced, cinematography.
Yeah, all the credits are out of the way.
Oh, music by Danny Elfman again, which wasn't surprisingly. It wasn't as Elfman-y this time, but still.
Yeah, I didn't even notice catch it at all.
No, I saw the beginning credits, like, what? He did this? But it never had, his touch to it. It's like, interesting. But yeah, that's enough. That's it from my end, the beginning part. What do you have to say, if anything?
Takes place in universe 400,081.
Is it the only one in this universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not much comic lore behind this one. It's pretty much it's one of those ones where they take plot points for the comics and try to combine it together, but they don't do it comic accuracy as much as they just take the story and fuse things together.
How many storylines did you come across in this?
Well, it's not like storylines. Like, for instance, Bruce Banner wasn't experimented on by his father at that base as a kid.
Wait, was he experimented on by his father, or did he do it himself?
No, his father was an abusive man, and he abused him as a child, and his mother. And I think he did kill his mother, but I'm not sure but he ends up getting adopted by his father's sister and stuff like that. So, and he doesn't have the repressed memory angle.
Okay.
So, but that desert and stuff is from the comics, except it all happened while he was a scientist, Bruce Banner.
And how long was he a scientist in the comics? Was it like an issue? Or was it like over an arc?
It was the origin story. I don't remember how long it was, but he's the one. He was testing gamma radiation with Ross and Betty at this desert base, and the explosion, he got exposed to gamma radiation, and he turned to the Hulk that way.
Oh, okay.
Like, as an adult, he wasn't like genetically mutated or something like that. And his father didn't have that. His father is a twist on a villain called Absorbin Man, which was more of a Thor villain.
Oh, okay.
His powers was granted to him by Loki, if I remember correctly. And he's more of a Thor villain, but he has like fought with the Hulk a few times, but he's not a major Hulk villain at all.
I don't know much about the Hulk. Who is a major Hulk villain? Is it Anti-Hulk?
There's a lot of different color Hulks, but
I thought so, yeah.
there's like the Abomination is one of the big ones, and
Okay.
the leader is another big one who is just pretty much a guy with a giant brain.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, but he what is it? Ross is a constant antagonist because, military and stuff like that is usually one of the big ones. It's usually why they usually go with that story when they do a first Hulk movie.
Makes sense.
But like comic wise, there's not a whole lot. Like the Hulk dogs are in comics.
Really?
Yeah, but they're not like these ones.
Are they better?
I mean, how much can you get out of dogs that are Hulks,
Not much at all.
But, I don't know. I always found the Hulk more interesting when he's collaborating with his cousin, Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk.
You've always liked the female characters.
Yeah, they're usually more interesting.
That's so weird.
But, like she was one of his few escapes when his father was abusing him.
Wow,
As
okay.
a child. She was like, they would go to the libraries and stuff and just read and have escapism and stuff like that.
That's nice.
She's always been like a rock for him. And then she got shot or something and he had to give her a blood transfusion. She got turned into She-Hulk.
Stop. That's it, Steve, of course. You want to do this thing? Want to start this?
Well, there is one thing I was curious about behind the scenes stuff. The main guy, Eric Bana.
Yes.
He was apparently signed on for 2 additional sequels. How does that work if they don't make those movies?
Well, it's all about the studio. They can cancel whatever they want. As crappily as that is, they're the ones in control. Even if he didn't want to come back for the sequels and they really wanted him to, they could have made him come back for it.
Yeah, but since he didn't get those 2 sequels, aren't they obligated to give him movies?
Usually, yeah. Like, okay. Well, it depends on what the wording of the contract is, I would assume. If it says a Hulk movie or has come back as the Hulk, he has to come back as a Hulk either in his own standalone movie or like how Mark Ruffalo does in the Avenger movies. Or if it just says come back for 2 more movies, they can put him in any other shitty movie they want.
But, like, in this instance, they couldn't make the sequel because the rights reverted back to Marvel.
Yes.
So what happens to that contract then?
Not a lawyer, but I would assume just because it goes to a different studio, the contract would dissolve, and it would be up to him and the new studio to make.
But would he get like a payout for that? All those
I don't
money?
know. Maybe it's technicality they have written in says if we change hands, you're just crap out look. Unfortunately,
I guess so. It all depends on the contract then.
Yeah, exactly. That's my best guess.
I just didn't know if there was a movie background thing to it or not.
No, it's all lawyer legal mumble jumbo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Also, something that was interesting is that they reportedly considered David Duchovny.
Why do I know that name?
He's X-Files guy.
Oh, Mulder.
Yeah, he's Mulder.
Yes. Okay.
They also considered Jeff Goldblum for Hulk.
God damn it. I hate being a hipster, but I really would enjoy that a lot.
Edward Norton, who actually ended up playing Hulk.
Of course. I wonder how hard he fought for that.
He actually turned down the script because he didn't. He turned down the role because he didn't like the script.
Oh.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise was also offered the role, but turned it down.
Thank God. No, I think the first 2 names you said, Duchovny and Jeff Goldblum, would have been great banners, I think.
Also, I don't know who this guy is, but I'll throw it out there. Billy Crudup was considered for the role.
I gotta see his face.
Also, Johnny Depp and Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi? Why Steve Buscemi?
I don't know.
That's the name I don't get. What?
They were Johnny Depp and Steve Buscemi reportedly under consideration for the lead.
What?
Well,
it's because of his looks? Like, why Steve Buscemi?
I don't know.
he's a good actor and everything, but like that's
I think Johnny Depp is weird too, but
yeah, he's chameleonish, so I can kind of get it behind that. I'm not a fan of him like that, but I can get behind that.
Bada was also in heavy contention for Ghost Rider, but lost out to Nicolas Cage.
Good.
So.
Well, that came out, what, 2005, 7?
Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
2007.
So we got some time. Okay.
And we got a little bit of time for that one. Yeah, I just thought the casting was a little interesting. That's all.
Well, for being in development since 1990, right, it's always going to be somewhat interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more interesting with this one, who they were considering to play Bruce Banner the Hulk.
Yeah.
You know? All right. I guess we're done with the preamble, huh?
Oh, yeah. So box office done, preamble's done. Yeah.
Well, you didn't go into box office. Oh, I guess you did go into box office.
Yeah, so that was number 15. I've did this box office
we
3 times.
Three times, right?
I'm not trying to do it again.
Gotcha.
Well, fun fact, Elf came out that year, too.
Who?
Elf with
the alien that eats cats?
No, Elf.
Oh, Elf.
Yes. God damn, that's great. No, Elf came. It was number 20 of that year. It's not man. That movie blew up too.
Actually, before we get into it, I got trailers on my DVD.
Oh yeah, you too. I assume we have the same DVD, so yeah.
I don't know. Do you have the
Too Fast, Too Furious?
The 2-disc special edition?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the same trailers, and you can actually do this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, my first trailer was the Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yep, me too.
And that was not really a trailer. It was just like, hey, go watch this.
It was coming to DVD or something.
Yes, yeah. After that, it has Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
Yep, me too.
After that was Battlestar Galactica, like the old one, I guess.
It was like the old one. Yeah, it was coming to DVD for the first time, I guess.
Yeah, that looks like a. I know I want to watch the show, and I guess there's 2 iterations of it.
Yeah, I guess there's a newer one in the 90s, and that one was like from the 70s.
I never knew that. And I was like,
Neither did I. I never watched it.
And I thought you would have. And I think the last DVD, the last trailer was Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty, yep.
Yeah.
However, if you dig into the special features, for some reason, they have, like, you know how they have trailers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They have a set of Sunny D commercials in there.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, there's, like, Sunny D commercials in the special features for some reason. I'm like, why are you putting commercials? Who chooses to watch commercials in their special features?
Now, did you watch?
I put it on. Yeah, I watched them.
Or were they a crossover with this, or were
no?
They
were completely commercials. One had like a crusher crushing the Sunny D, and then they couldn't crush it.
That's I'm putting it on right now because I'm curious. That's so fascinating. Like, oh
yeah. I don't know why.
Maybe just Sunny D strong, vitamin D, Hulk strong. That's my best logic.
But the Hulk's not in any of the advertisements.
He's not. Well, which the power of the sun. He gets his power from the that's man, never mind.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird that we got Sunny D commercials in our DVD special features.
That's awesome. Man, I love DVDs. Underrated. Although I hate Sunny D, it's like such a terrible drink.
I used to like it when I was a kid.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
You were a weird kid. Ugh. Okay, so this movie starts off with the Marvel foot flannels, and they're green because of the Hulk. Then it cuts to we don't even have opening credits. We have like a montage of opening credits.
We have science credits.
Yes, and just forewarning you guys about the whole movie, it's like flip panel kind of style movie. Everything.
I hate it so much. Why are we looking at different things in different boxes? If I wanted to read a Hulk comic, I'd just read a Hulk comic.
I like it in the fact that this is a visual medium, so like, okay, they're going to try to do something different with it, but I also hate that I feel like they only did it because they realized while editing, like, oh, this movie's really boring. Let's distract the audience with some other stuff on the screen.
But when they choose to do it, it makes no sense. It
doesn't.
He's walking into a room. Oh, he's walking out of the room from a different angle. It's like, what?
It's distracting, and I do think it makes the movie longer. This because it like there's a lot of weird segues, like you just said, which makes it like a few seconds like we don't need this. But I do like some of it. Some of it.
Every time it came on screen, it was distracting to me, and I was like, "Why are we doing this?"
That's fair. I want to sound like a dummy, but like it was pretty. I guess I wouldn't want it in every movie, But this one was like, okay, it's fine, I guess. I'm not too offended.
But it's not there enough. And when it does come in, it's like, why are you here doing this again?
Well, I think too much would have been it could have been in better locations, but I think too much of it would have been really bad.
But it's pointless in where it is, because it's like it doesn't add anything to the scenes that it's in.
I was pointless in general. I think it would have been better if they would have done it during his transformations or something. Or
make it look like it's a comic book transition or something like that. Or even do it during transitions from scenes. They just do it in the middle of scenes for no reason.
Yeah. Like when they're talking, like when they're doing sciencey stuff and talking, they're just doing that panel thing. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, and it's stupid. Hated it. It's like they were like, we want this to look like a comic book, but we don't know what a comic book actually is.
Exactly. It's like they flipped through a few panels and that's about it. Not
that's
getting
what it felt
gist.
like to me.
Yeah. Anyways, the opening titles was like a sciencey montage of I think it's Bruce Banner's dad, Dave Banner, experimenting on starfish and random animals.
Where's PETA during all this? Because there's a lot of animal murder in this opening.
A lot. There's a lot of animal murder in this movie in general. There's a lot of murder in this movie in general.
There is actually not a lot of murder in this movie in general.
I think
they go out of their way to tell us anytime Hulk smashes something that guy's alive.
They do, but a lot, like, you just know. Like, later on when he's attacking the tanks and he throws the tanks, they're dead. Those people in those tanks.
They purposely show them walking away from those things.
Oh, like yeah. That was that weird angle. You're right.
He, like, at the end of that whole scene, they show the guy off in the distance watching Hulk, and he purposely, Hulk picks up one of the tanks and shakes the guys out of the tanks before he breaks them.
So they kind of did, because I remember there was Backlash, what was it, Man of Steel. So they kind of did, like, the course correcting before Man of Steel. That's funny. But yeah,
This was stupid, though.
No, yeah, yes.
No, this is the one character you can kill people with, and that's another whole problem I have with the Hulk. I was gonna wait till he got there, but man, the Hulk, Bruce Banner in this is in way too much control of the Hulk.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, first off, I know he's not in control ever, if ever, in the Hulk, and is the Hulk a murderous machine? Like, does he murder things? Like, not intentionally, but does he just murder things?
He does murder, but it's not like intentional. It's more like collateral damage kind of stuff.
Okay.
And the Hulk himself, before Bruce Banner does eventually get a hold of it and is able to control it, but for the longest time it was more of a Jekyll or Hyde thing, and the Hulk was his own thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So and when he's into the Hulk some of the times he's just a wild animal protecting itself and just destroys whatever.
Well, and I like so how recent is the Professor Hulk kind of stuff?
How recent is it?
Yeah,
I don't know actually.
Okay,
I'll look it up.
So that's the route they went with in the Avengers films with Endgame.
Yeah, but not really though, because it was like one scene.
Yeah, but they didn't have Hulk. In the last.
But at this point, he's been so established at the Hulk. At that point, what difference does it make?
Oh yeah, no. So that's what I'm just saying. And after watching this movie, I get why they can't really have a Hulk movie in Hollywood. So I don't think people. I mean, I guess now they could do it justice, but back in the time, I don't think they would have done it better justice.
Yeah, well, they manage to do it with their TV show.
Dave Banner's doing a research, writing down notes of mortality, self-repair, like what the things he's finding out through the gamma radiation studies on the animals. We learn that his boss is Ross. I hate myself.
I didn't pick that up until much later.
What?
I didn't pick that up until much later.
Neither did I, but looking at it now, like, oh yeah, that's Ross, and that's him. Like, oh, okay. And like, they're just assholes from the beginning, honestly. Ross doesn't like him already, even before learning his stuff. So like, no one's likable really in this movie. We also learn he's got a wife and he's gonna have a kid. Oh, he can't do experiments on humans because it's so dangerous, et cetera, et cetera. So he starts doing it himself, and then he has a wife and he has a baby. She's pregnant. Oh, congratulations, yay! But they find out. He finds out. They start noticing that the baby has like little reactions and effects like he does. So he's now figured out like, oh, the gene can be passed on. It's awesome, cool. So he does studies on his kid, on himself. Ross finds out. Ross is angry. Cancels his program. Banner's upset and angry at that. Goes crazy. Doesn't Hulk out, but he just starts not smashing the area. He gets the keys to something, like triggers a nuclear reaction kind of thing in the city.
So what I found is apparently Professor Hulk debuted in the Incredible Hulk number 377
How far is
in
that?
January 1991.
Oh, wow.
I'm reading the synopsis of it, and I don't see him in there.
Professor Hulk, or?
Yeah, I'm not finding why they noted this one as it. Whatever. That's what I found. If I'm wrong, too bad.
They'll get comments at us. It's fine. So, yeah, Dave Banner experiments on his kid. Ross is angry that human experimentations are going on. Ross cancels program. Dave Banner says, "Screw you guys, I'm blowing this place up." Kind of, whatever he does. It's not clear what he does. I guess he just overcharges the reactor, I guess.
I don't know. There's like a gamma nuclear explosion, so.
Which is weird because they talk so much in this movie. They won't explain much in this movie. They over-explain some shit, but not everything else. Anyways, yeah, it's like some gamma explosion. Ross goes back to the house where his kid and his wife's at. He gets into the room. Something happens in the room. We don't know. It's a mystery for the whole movie for some reason. And there's been a lot of flash.
We know that his dad kills his mom.
Not in the beginning. You don't know that. I mean, it's heavily alluded to, but they don't really.
The twist is that it was an accident.
Yes.
We're supposed to assume that in that room he kills the mom.
Oh, see, my dumbass thought the lady that raised him was his mom. I didn't know that was a foster until I started reading up on it.
Yeah, no. The lady that raised him that's why he has a different name.
Well, I thought he took his mom's last name instead of his dad's last name. That makes sense. Like her maiden name was that, not Banner. So I thought he went with that. Okay. No. See, that makes more sense. Like, I just, whatever. Yeah, I'm dumb. So yeah, dad kills mom on purpose. We don't know. It's going to be a mystery for 2 hours for some reason. There's going to be a lot of flashbacks this movie, too, guys. A lot of flashbacks.
I mean, we start off in flashbacks.
It's a flashback and a flashback at one point. Like, why are we doing this? It's bad writing. After that, we fast forward to him. Teen years, going to college. He says goodbye to his foster mom. And after that, we cut to present day Banner. And there is exposition. He's talking to, I'm pretty sure he's talking to Betty, but I got to make sure first. He runs into his, first of all, he goes in, he's bike riding into the place, and we get a Stan Lee cameo. And it's Stan Lee and the original Hulk, Lou Ferrigno.
Yep.
And he's a big dude.
He is.
I've always thought he was tinier than that, but he's a huge dude, Lou. Then he runs into his friend, some redheaded dude, scientist we only get a few scenes with, don't know his name. Yeah, so there's some dude, and then we get to meet Betty Ross.
So,
yes.
Jennifer Connelly plays Betty Ross.
That's correct.
And it bothered me for like half the movie. Why do I know this woman? Like, I know her from somewhere, and it was driving me insane. Well, and then I finally figured it out. She's the main actress in Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, the TV, the movie?
No, the David Bowie musical. And
I never saw that.
You never saw Labyrinth?
No, I never saw Labyrinth.
That's an amazing movie.
What's the other one? I never saw Dark Crystal either.
I don't think I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen that whole movie.
Interesting. Yeah, no.
Labyrinth. Oh, man, that's amazing.
Trust me, I've been told that. It's been on my list for years, but the older I get and the more I find people who actually really enjoy the movie, I've become more like grumpy old man. Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to switch it myself for you people. I'd rather be not watching this.
Granted, I haven't watched it in years either.
It's a musical?
It's more of a fantasy. It's got a lot of songs in it.
God damn it.
It's got a lot of songs in it. And they're not bad. They're all pretty much David Bowie songs. They're awesome.
It's David Bowie. He's great.
I mean, but it's a really, really good movie. It's very well puppeted too.
Well, Jim Henson, so yeah.
A lot of practical effects, which is really good. Yeah, it's definitely worth watching, especially if you've never seen it. But yeah, a very young her is the main actress in this. And she's awesome in that too. And I was like, I recognized her. And it was especially her eyes. Her eyes are so mesmerizing.
Was she one of your little crutches way back in the day, TJ?
I didn't think so, but I think she might be now.
Yeah, it's funny.
But
yeah, she's not basic looking in any way. She does have a specific, but she's not weird looking either. She has it look for Hollywood.
I will say she always does look tired, though.
Tired?
Yeah, she's got she looks like she's about to fall asleep a lot of time. And I think it's just the smoky eyes that she has.
That could be it, yeah.
But I was like, it was bothering me, and I was like,
Was
watch
she?
Labyrinth. So that was my tangent for that.
That's funny. So yeah, then we.
Oh, and by the way, she was also in The Rocketeer,
Yes, yes. So yeah, we've run into his first.
which is on the list too. By the way,
Is it
it's one of those
side ones?
other ones. Yeah.
Okay. She does look tired of this movie. Yeah, so we run into Betty Ross. And it's just we find out that they used to be dating lovers, but they broke up because
Of reasons.
I was gonna say because of reasons. And yeah, now there's just lab partners and assistants to each other. Colleagues, that's the word. They're colleagues. And now they're doing experiments together.
And I hope you like this part of the movie because it's gonna be like this for 40 minutes.
Oh, God, it's every section of the movie. So when they're doing experiments on a frog, and they're just doing gamma rations, putting gamma rations in and test it, and this thing explodes. This frog just has a grotesque explosion.
Yeah, but this whole science part and all this talking is...
Yes, and this is what I thought to myself. They only add those fancy transitions into it because they realized how boring the dialogue is.
Literally, the Hulk doesn't show up for 40 minutes.
I wrote that down, I know. The first time we see him, and a lot of time we see him, he's always in the dark. So I don't even count those because it's too dark to see what's going on the screen. But the first time we actually fully see the Hulk is like an hour into the movie. Like, what? What?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
It's a lot of talking in this movie, and it's a lot of talking about the same thing. Oh, I don't trust them. Oh, they don't trust me. Oh, let's get them. Oh, they're coming after me. Like, okay. And it's just so much heavy, shitty dialogue. I mean, it's not even clever dialogue. It's just dumb dialogue.
Yeah.
That right there, yeah. So yeah, they experiment on a frog. Frog blows up. They have a drink afterwards. They're like, man, we're going to get this one time, guys. Yeah. Well, Tim and her.
Did you mention that they're working on regenerative abilities with, like, nanotech?
No. So they're working on... I didn't know what they were really working on. I thought it was just gamma stuff that's in him.
No, they were using gamma radiation to try and trigger some kind of nano something or another within them and the things that cause regeneration, which is what, conveniently, Bruce's dad was trying to work on regenerative because everything has to connect in these early superhero movies.
Yes, because they're all such small, isolated worlds.
Like, also, they were at the same base together, Bruce and Betty.
Yes. That's so stupid.
Children, and the dad just happens to be the soldier that kicks out that guy when it's so unnecessarily
it really
connected.
Is. Like, why? Anyways, after their little dead frog explosions, their experiment, and then drinking, the next day, Betty runs into, or it gets bumped into by Glenn Talbot.
Who is a character from the comics.
Okay. Is he as cartoonishly evil in this as in that?
Actually, I think he's a general under Ross. So he's in the military, and he's more of a romantic rival for Betty's affection rather than a comically evil guy after the Hulk's powers.
Yeah,
actually, they even worked together a few times, if I recall.
A
few times.
All three of them, or?
Well, Hulk, Banner and Talbot to certain extents. Yeah, he's not like a villain in the traditional sense. It's like one of those romantic rival kind of deals.
Gotcha.
The Hulk's a menace. The government's after him, so he's pursuing him, and it helps that he's in love with the woman that that loves the Hulk. And if you take the Hulk out of the picture, so forth and so forth,
like I said earlier, it's all connected.
Yeah, I don't know why they put him in here as this comically evil character, because it was enough to just have the general, because like Talbot disappears for like an hour.
Yeah, that happens a lot in this movie, where they introduce a storyline and then they don't come back to it until like later, late in the movie to resolve it. Like, okay, that was weird.
And if you have an hour to fill out a storyline, there's so much stuff you can cut.
Exactly. I really want to, like, if I cared enough to like re-edit this movie down, and I feel it could be much stronger. Not saying I'm a good editor or anything like that, but I just feel like cut a lot of shit out of this movie, be way stronger.
Yeah, it could have been a much, much, I'm not going to say better movie, but digestible movie,
yes.
I want to say.
Because it's weird, because it's not like, I didn't leave this movie angry with like that.
No, I didn't hate the movie.
Yeah, it's just,
I just felt like I had wasted an hour of my time somewhere along the way.
Because it was still a good-looking movie. It's so well acted. Everything's good in this movie. It's just long.
It's just not
heavy
executed
dialogue.
well.
In a weird way, yeah. It's just. So yeah, she runs into Glenn. They talk. They like I remember old times. There's a lot of nonsense dialogue in this. Like a lot of dialogue that.
And you get the impression that they've known each other, and that he does mention that he used to work on their general, but they don't expand on that for some reason. They expand on everything else. It's Talbot's a weird character in this because he's the villain. He's an underdeveloped character.
Exactly. And I guess, like I said, they expand on a lot of weird things, but don't expand on the main story of most of the stuff in this. And like when they're talking and they leave the elevator, go back to the next room, she's still surprised he's still there. It's like, this is weird. Anyways, he's there to do stuff. I forget what.
He wants to buy their technology.
Yeah, typical bad guy, I guess, stuff, because the like, imagine the soldiers having this regenerability and all that. Be great for our army.
Yeah, it's a whole corporation wants money thing.
Nothing new, nothing generic, nothing.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah. We see Old Man Ross played by Sam Elliott. Oh yeah, all the old actors were played, or the younger actors were played by some other characters were played by other actors. But yeah, Sam Elliott's Old Man Ross. He gets some news about something I totally glossed over.
So Sam Elliott apparently took this role without reading the script.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently he wanted to work with Ang Lee.
Oh man, I kind of liked him in this role.
Yeah, no one was bad in their roles.
Yeah, the acting is all on par. Like, no one overacted, no one underacted. It was like all besides Talbot. I think he was just a stupid character.
Yeah, but I think he was directed to do that.
But it was so out of place for the movie to have that character like that.
He was the only one that was out of place in this. Everybody else felt like their characters. It was just the story they were in wasn't good.
I know the audience is gonna, our listeners, like, how many times can they say that? Like, that's what it is, guys. So after all that, we meet a new janitor at night because Betty runs into him. We don't see his face, but should I say it now, I guess?
No, who cares?
Yeah, it's actually Old Man Banner, Dave Banner, grown up and all rich. He played by Nick Nolte.
Yeah, Dave Banner grew up to be Nick Nolte for some reason.
Right? Which is weird because why couldn't he just use young Nick Nolte for young Nick Nolte?
Yeah, but was that Nick Nolte playing young Nick Nolte?
No, it wasn't. It was some other actor.
It was an actor that looked like he was in a porn movie or something with that porn stash.
The porn stash, the bad haircut, the whole wardrobe, the room there, the
give
house.
Them that. They got that 70s feel down for it.
And now we get to the flashback within a flashback because we get to Eric Banner, or Bruce Banner, holding a picture of him and his.
This is what I'm talking about. This whole picture part was unnecessary. Why?
So unnecessary. Any flashbacks or any dream sequences could have been cut.
No, not even just that. You're right about that. But she's looking at a picture, and then suddenly the picture comes alive in his hand.
Yeah,
we're there in that scene. It's like, why did we need that? It was a neat special effect, but it was a pointless special effect.
Exactly.
You're just showing me special effects for special effects' sake at this point.
The special effects are great in this. And so we have him going back in memory lane about, being on a date with her. And during that date, she goes back into a dream she had. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. About her dad and becoming Bruce and hurting her, whatever. It's stupid. It's not necessary. And then we cut out of that. And they're on the same base, by the way, as the kids. And I guess, so now next person to bump into the janitor is Bruce. Well, he's bumping into the janitor. He bumps into the dogs first. Get a poodle, a pit bull, and something else. But yeah, he bumps into the poodle. Poodle is ugly and grumpy. So as Banner wants to go home, Daddy Banner is working on nighttime under the disguise of his janitor. He's doing his own research and finding results and whatever. Oh, there was a Hulk rat earlier in the movie I want to mention, but I totally forgot.
There was a what?
A Hulk rat.
A Hulk. Oh yeah, No, wait, that's later.
Is it later?
Yeah, it's later.
Interesting.
Also, another behind the scenes thing that I thought was funny that I should have brought up back then, but I forgot about it, is that when they were going through the scripts and stuff, Michael France was apparently one of the guys, and the higher ups couldn't decide if they wanted this movie to be a science fiction adventure or a comedy, and he said he thought at some points when he left the room there was discussions about turning the Hulk into a Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler movie.
Oh my God. Why?
Because I guess when they were going through the scripts at that point, they was jumping back and forth between comedy and horror and stuff like that.
Oh God. Why do I want to see Jim Carrey trying to do The Mask but on steroids? That sounds terrible.
I don't think they were casting it like a Adam Sandler comedy type movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't get what you're saying. Like it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, like a Jim Carrey type comedy movie, like one of those kinds of comedies, not I don't know, Eddie Murphy comedy. He's different, different type of comedy.
That sounds bad.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so next day, Daddy Banner's doing his own research at nighttime. Next day, Betty and Glenn introduce him to Banner, but Banner kind of knows him a little bit. Bad blood, three-way love triangle, kind of, but not really. And I think that's it for that sequence. Oh yeah, Glenn threatens Banner. It says he's stupid. He's just being a bully the whole movie, and I'm gonna get my stuff no matter what kind of shit. After that, what happens? Oh, I think okay. Research happens. This is the first time. So they're starting to. The three scientists, Betsy, Banner, and Glasses, are doing some research. They start the program. Glasses is fixing something. It's a wire. Banner goes in to help him. The machine twitches out. It starts off the process of putting the gamma radiation in place. Banner pushes the guy out the way, Glass out the way, saves him by getting in front of the gamma rays and just taking a whole blast of it to himself. Which I don't think how that works, but I'm going to believe for the movie. And I guess he's fine because the next sequence, he's awake in the hospital bed and they're just talking. Him and Betsy are like, yeah, Glasses left. He's not coming back. And you should be dead, Bruce. Everything this ever happened to us has always died. I don't know how you're still alive. And he's just saying, I'm stronger now. My bad knee's my good knee. And yeah, I'm better. After that.
So,
yep.
I'm reading about Ang Lee's influences for this movie. He's noted that he had 6 influences for this.
What were they?
I want you to see if you can guess at least one of them.
I want to say one's a Western, right?
No, like actual, story.
Stories?
Yeah, like
famous ones? Like literature?
Like, say Godzilla,
Damn it, I couldn't even... King Kong.
Yep.
Okay, that's 1. 2 more, right?
Well, there's 6, but you would only be able to guess about 3.
Okay, so King Kong. This came out in 2003, so nothing new. What else beforehand? So, I guess Jekyll and Hyde, maybe?
Yep.
Okay, that's got to be 1, like you said earlier. And the other one...
Well, you could guess 4 of the 6, but...
Something's got to be a romance one, right? It's like some kind of love story.
You're right.
I can't... I'm thinking Romeo and Juliet, but that's not... But I think it's like one of the Shakespeare's ones, or maybe not Shakespeare.
No, not really.
No? Oh, man.
It's a more obvious one than that, though.
I want to say Casablanca. I don't know.
Well, the other ones... Well, the 2 you weren't going to get was Greek mythology.
Okay.
And Faust.
Faust?
Yeah, Faust.
The hell's that?
Johann Faust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other 2 were Frankenstein.
Duh. Okay.
And Beauty and the Beast.
Ah, so all the similar themes. Okay.
Yeah, so I was looking at his things. I'm like, duh.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Monster and Lady. Like, no shit. Yeah.
It's like, of course you did. I think that's how Hulk was created.
Stop, you're killing me. That's so stupid. But I respect that angling. Something happens. They're at nighttime now in this movie. Oh, that's right. He got the gamma radiation blasted to his face. He's sleeping through next day. So yeah, he wakes up at night, and then he wakes up to Daddy Banner, and the dog's in the hospital. That's so unhealthy to have dogs in a medically based hospital.
Yeah, these dogs are in places they shouldn't be. They're like in laboratories and stuff like that. Why are they letting these dogs into these places? Don't these places have like security?
You would think so. And there's apparently only one security guard we've seen the whole movie. He dies like in a second.
Well, it's apparently Stan Lee and Lou Ferrigno are security guards, and they're talking about beefing up security right in the beginning of the movie.
But this movie's probably smarter than we expect, TJ.
I'm not knocking the movie's intelligence. I think they just had too many ideas, is what I think what happened.
It's overloaded with a lot of ideas that don't flesh through.
Exactly. It's like, we got this all done, but we don't feel like really narrow it down and putting it together.
Yeah. So. And that's not fleshing anything out either. Just, we had the basis of everything and just go with it. And
that sounds like a lot of work. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Where's the paycheck at? So Daddy Bruce is telling baby Bruce that, hey, you look like you have your mother's eyes, and I forget what else happens, but like, he's alluding that I'm your dad, Bruce, don't worry. And you're more to you than expected, and shit like that. And then he leaves. And the next day, Betty.
Where did you get Rachel from?
I was going to say Rachel Ross. That sounds like a name to me. I don't know from what, but Rachel Ross. Betty Ross.
Rachel and Ross from Friends?
That's where that's from. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. It's another terrible show. Betty. I hate the name Betty. It's just such a lazy name. Betty is talking to her dad at lunch, and he's suspicious about the whole... I don't know why he's suspicious, though. I guess because of dad, right?
Because General Ross found out that Bruce is going by a different last name and that his dad was the guy he threw away.
But why would that add suspicion? I mean, I guess it makes sense to add some suspicion to it. Like, what are the odds of
he
you?
thinks he knows who his father is and
Yeah.
that he's working with his father, and his father just got out, and so forth and so forth.
That's fair. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, that's suspicious because of those reasons. Betty's like, nah, it's my boy. He's fine. And that's pretty. Yeah, the dad's now just gonna be hunting Bruce forever. Now this movie. That's his theme. I would say that's like Moby Dick right there.
What?
Captain Ahab and the White Whale.
No, what is like Moby Dick? I hate that book.
Stop.
I do. I hate that book with a
really
passion.
Why?
Because I used to think I liked it because I did a report on it in 10th grade in English class. But I didn't actually read the book. I just did a Cliff Notes version of it.
Oh, okay.
And did a report on it, and I thought I liked the book.
Yeah.
Then I actually tried to do. I didn't read. I had an audiobook version of it.
Yes.
And we get to the third chapter of that book. Maybe it was the second chapter. It was either the second to fourth chapter, one of the chapters. But that whole chapter is nothing but a preacher preaching in a church. And that's it.
What's wrong?
That's it. And the whole book is like that. It's just like a lot of stuff that is not necessary. There's a lot of whaling terms. Like it teaches you how to whale in that book, and people. I've heard that it's like one of the best books written about it, and I totally disagree. The book is so boring and so stupid, and I hated it.
That's funny. I would never guess you hate that.
I have a literal distaste for that book.
God damn, DJ.
And the story is lame too, by the way.
I never read the book, so like I'm taking your word for it.
It's lame. It's just literally a man obsessed about a whale. That story has been told 1,000 times over with better things.
That's what Ross is with.
And it's just the man's downfall for over his obsession. Blah 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 blah. Stupid.
So let's get back to this review. So yeah, after the brunch with her dad, which is weird, the timing in this movie kills me because one scene is like bright and sunny, the next sequence is dark and midnight. So like, make your time up, make your time of day up. She's having brunch with her dad. She calls Bruce Banner afterwards. She's like, hey Brucey, my dad's suspicious of you. Go Hulk out a little bit. She doesn't say that, but for some reason that phone call triggers him because I guess it reminds him of all his like past pressed down suppressed memories. Anyway, we get the first it's the Hulk, guys. It's nighttime. It's really dark. It's like 43 minutes into the movie. And he goes around smashing his laboratory. He smashes it out and gets back to his house where he knocks it out from smashing everything up. And the next morning, during that sequence where he's smashing the laboratory up, he sees his dad's face hiding in the corner. And it kind of like triggers him to go even more crazy. And he just starts smashing up the town. That's when he gets back to his room, his house. And after that, Betty comes to his house to check in on him because his lab got smashed. He doesn't know what happened. She walks in his house and she leaves his door open. And I hated that. She leaves his front door open. And she's going to check on him. I was like, Brucey, what's wrong? Oh, he's eating breakfast. Nothing's wrong. And while they're eating, he's divulging some stuff like, I turn into the Hulk kind of. I like it when I get angry. And so she calls her dad while Bruce is eating his breakfast. They're talking. Dad and his whole crew shows up, and they're going to detain Bruce in his house. He makes Betsy leave. Keep calling her Betsy. He lets Betty leave for her safety and her own good. And while she leaves, she finds Bruce's dad at his house, which is a little old abandoned warehouse. And they have their conversation, Betty and Dave. God, there's a lot of nothing in this movie. So yeah, I forget what they're talking about. Daddy Banner and Betty. But he's saying like, yeah, you're kind of in the way. I'm going to kill you later, but not yet for reasons. And then after all that conversation, Bruce and Ross talking. It's pretty much Ross saying, I'm suspicious of you. I don't like you or your dad. You guys are all assholes. And Bruce is like, oh, my feelings. Man, this hurts. I'll remember this for later. And after this sequence, another night scene. Daddy Banner calls Bruce Banner. He's like, hey, Dad. Hey, Bruce. Hey, son. I'm going to kill your girl because she got in the way. I'll send my dogs after her. And that's what happens in that sequence, which triggers Banner again, Bruce Banner. Another phone call triggers him to go Hulk. And this time he goes complete Hulk. I think, did we see it this time or no? So yeah, this phone call doesn't trigger him the second time. What triggers him after the phone call, Glenn stops by. And Glenn being Glenn just starts beating up on Bruce, bullying him for no reason. It's like, eh. And then Bruce is like, nah, I had enough of this crap. I'm going to turn into Hulk. He turns into Hulk and just beats the crap out of Glenn. Doesn't kill him.
He comes to beat him up because
funding?
He thinks that Bruce and Betty went behind her back to her dad and did cut him out of a deal for the technology and stuff.
Yeah, we don't go to someone's house and beat them up for that.
What doesn't make sense though, he's being watched by like military personnel now, and he just walks by them and pushes them out of the way.
I was gonna say, how do you walk in there without being stopped in the first place? Because aren't they there to watch Bruce Banner no matter what?
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's very dumb. And so so he beats the shit out of Bruce. He attempts to beat the crap out of Bruce. Bruce hulks out, beats the living crap out of Glenn, throws him around out front. He bitch smacks him, or he throws something at him. It's just pretty much pinning him all in the body cast for the next few sequences. So after Bruce Banner beats up Glenn in his front yard, or they'll say the Hulk beats up Glenn in the front yard, the Hulk jumps over to where Betty is, and she's getting attacked by some Hulk dogs. And so Banner's
these are stupid looking. They're just bigger versions of what they were with green pieces.
It's so ugly.
They could have made them like Hulk-like, but they just made them dogs.
Which I think would have been better for them to do it that way, because doesn't he kill the dogs in this?
It looks like he kills them. Yeah. Because every time one gets knocked out of the way, they poop green mist.
They poop green mist and that sad dog yelp. So if you made it more...
I guess green mist is the blood. Wait, I need to know something.
I like how this movie keeps making you look up things. Dad tells Bruce...
No wonder. This movie's PG-13.
Yeah. You know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I should have realized by the lamency of it.
Yes. And it feels like this movie...
You know what?
Yeah?
You know what's I always found strange?
What's up?
Like, the Hulk is a popular character, right?
Yes.
I don't know why they don't, push him more in, the advertisements and stuff.
I feel they're so afraid of they don't know what to do with him. That's what it is.
You know what it is? He is a big banner.
So after he euthanized these dogs, I think Betty leaves. I know he leaves for a second. They have a moment. The Hulk walks off screen, the Banner walks on screen. They have a little moment for some reason. I think they sleep together at nighttime. Oh yeah, they sleep together at night. Next day, there's a lot.
Wait, what?
They don't sleep together, but he goes to sleep in the cabin. She sleeps in another room. The next day, there's no sex in this. No, I mean I was
about to say, wow, no. I missed that part.
No, I meant to say they recover for the next day. My bad. They regain their hit points. They roll for new spells they had to go learn. While Banner's eating breakfast, Betty calls her dad again, and I believe they come back and get him. Yeah. They come back and get Banner. They seduce him. They sedate him, and they carry him into the desert area, into his military facility. So Betty and her dad have a moment of talking, and I don't trust him. Why don't you trust him? Yeah, I love him. Well, he's a bad guy. His family was bad. After that, after that, Dave Banner's on base again for some reason, and now he's experimenting on himself. I work for my son, he can work on me. And he experiments on himself. This sequence is pretty cool, actually. His mutation.
What the
him turning into mimicking all the metals. It was,
like I said, he's just a twist on the absorbent man.
Yeah, pretty cool effect though. So he absorbs metals. He whatever he touches, he mimics. A guard comes up to him. He kills the guard because what he does, and he's a bad guy now. Extremely a bad guy.
He's been a bad guy the whole time.
To me, he wasn't a bad Guy. I thought Glenn was the worst guy, and I thought
he was the distraction bad guy.
Yes. That definitely Dave Banner is the douchier, selfish guy for sure. So after that, Banner and Betty, I'm calling her everything but Betty, take a tour of their old hometown, trying to trick him again, I guess. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. What's the purpose of them walking around the old town? What's she trying to do? Calm him down, trigger him?
She's trying to get to the bottom of why his memories are repressed, because the repression is what she thinks is causing the anger and causing the transformation.
She's a scientist, right? She's not a therapist.
I mean, it's not that hard to figure out.
I guess, but she doesn't have, I don't know.
I mean, I figured it out, and I'm not a therapist.
I mean, aren't you though, TJ? You're my therapist.
Uh-huh.
So they have their conversation. She goes back to her dad. They have some more conversations. She leaves for her safety. Banner's in the warehouse in the base in his own room. And guess who shows up again?
No, that's not exactly what happened either. Apparently, the government got a call from Talbot.
Yeah.
That there was money to be made, so they took access away from Betty.
Oh, okay.
And thus, from Betty and her dad. So now Talbot has sole control over the experiments dealing with Banner and everything else.
I thought that was where like why he got in control of it. I thought Ross was
It's
letting
because
him
the
do
government
that.
the government sees money signs here, and so
So the government's the real bad guys in this, huh?
I mean,
Interesting.
to be fair, he is a giant green monster that's indestructible.
As a soldier, though, like at what point when you see him like wreck all your crewmates and your stuff, like do you not just like I give up, don't hurt me?
I don't know. I never had that training. That's a question for a soldier.
But you mean I've just seen me as a civilian, I would have done that as soon as I saw him like
Yeah, but you're
wreck a thing.
not trained to be that, you know?
I guess. Well, god damn, he ruined everything. Even the helicopters he took down. Okay, we'll get to that later. So Talbot walks.
I mean, that is later. Wow, there's so
I
much
know.
later in this movie.
I know. Each like the first two acts are just dragged out, and they cram so much into the third act, and the third act still feels long. Like, oh my god. So Talbot shows up at the military base. He confronts Banner one last time, kind of one last time. Tasers him to trying to trigger the Hulk out and scrape up some DNA, which this is a bad plan. It's just for like, why would you trigger him to turn into the Hulk? Because last time he beat the shit out of you. Like, how would you stop it this time? Anyways, he does.
He said the moment he does, a bunch of people are going to come in and shoot him.
Yeah, but I don't think that he like. Granted, he doesn't know that wouldn't work, but like that's not gonna work. So doing it subconsciously won't do it. So he knocks Banner out, and hopefully will trigger the Hulk subconsciously. So they get Banner into a bath of water, and they start zapping him, and he triggers his old memories that suppressed. They make him angry, and he gets angry. He turns to the Hulk, and he starts destroying the compound, letting it loose. They have our safety protocols like foam and what was other gas to knock him out, the Hulk out. None of it works as the Hulk. And so they get this foam that kind of does restrict him a little bit as what's his name? Glenn goes up to take a sample of the Hulk.
Well, you kind of skipped over the part where the Hulk escapes, and then the general tries to take control, and Talbot's ignoring him.
Well, it's not important though. I skipped over a lot during that section. Is like any of that important?
Well, it's important because it shows that Talbot is obsessed with the Hulk and getting his money and things like that, and it leads to his downfall.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Because the general is more like concerned, like we should get everyone out of here. This is a bad idea.
And exactly, the general's trying to take control, but he's being overruled by Talbot. Yeah. And you skipped over the major twist of the movie.
What was the major twist? The dad and him talk? The dad and the girl talking?
No. While he's going through the traumatic experience in the tub.
Oh, that was a section. I'm sorry. Yeah. So as
yeah.
Oh, you can say it. You got it.
It's really stupid. It's just that instead of the dad killing the mom viciously, he's like, Bruce is a monster. I turned him into a monster. We've got to kill him. So he comes out, grabs a knife, tries to kill Bruce. Mom gets in the way, and he accidentally kills the mom.
Which is really dark. Like, really dark to think of him killing his son. But I do get it. Like, it's kind of, like, understandable.
Yeah, it's this whole hatred thing that he has for the monster that he created and what he could be and so forth and so forth.
Frankenstein.
But yeah, that was a big twist. And then he gets taken away into a mental hospital.
Sorry about that. I thought that was later on, but you're right. So that happens. Hulk, Glenn Talbot tries to shoot the Hulk with this like blowing up device thing. Repels up the Hulk's skin.
First he tries. Tries to. You skipped the part where he had this comic drill thing that he was going to try and use.
Well, I was saying that, and
I tried to get a sample.
Didn't go through.
Like he was going to throw. But I want to point this out. He's got like a hand drill.
Yes.
That's trying to get a sample, but there's nothing for the sample to go into.
No. Oh, he's trying to go through the eyes.
Is he? Yeah, I know, but is he just going to let the blood fall on the floor and take the blood?
Yeah. He does all this while having a neck brace on and a cast and a leg thing on. It's just stupid. Here's the thing. All that fails.
And it's all this is like when they have the foam scene, they have a little split screen with Talbot in one corner and one box and the general in the other corner, both trying to dictate who's in charge. Yes. And it's really lame. It's stupid.
It's not that dumb.
Oh, I guess I'm looking at it now. I guess it does have like a thing to take samples in it to drill.
What's stupid is the explosion, because he does explode because he misfires, and it freeze frames him while the fire takes him over.
No. That's not what happened either. Yeah. He shoots the Hulk with the
and it bounces off, hits the thing behind him.
It bounces off of the flex. You didn't say that. You said he shot the Hulk with it misfired.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's very comedic and stupid. he blows up, but like
in a freeze
ah,
frame, and
it's really stupid. I guess if that's
he
what they're
turns
going
into a
for,
piece.
which
Like, yeah, he turned into a piece of paper and he got burned up.
exactly, I guess what they were going for that, but it's just really like this is so out of place for this movie.
Yeah, the character was stupid. It was pointless, and his death right there shows that he doesn't matter at all because he's the only person that dies in this movie.
Of name value, yeah, he is the only person that dies.
No, not even the no names die in this.
Yeah, the dad squashes the security guard.
Okay, I guess I meant the Hulk doesn't kill anybody. In
No,
this movie.
well, he does, but not really. I guess
This-
he don't know that
this
he
is the-
kills another guy. He kills someone
Where?
when the jet's flying him to outer space. The jet doesn't go back to Earth. It looks like it just
Yeah, but
floats
the
away.
jet guy, he doesn't die. No, he goes back down. He says, "I'm going back down,"
Well, yeah, looks
and
like
then he goes back down.
does he go down with him though?
He doesn't go. He goes down way slower than a fallen body. Sure,
I never saw him eject though. I saw him stay in the thing, the cockpit.
he didn't need to eject. He had control of this jet.
No, the jet. We'll get to it because it looks like it was just floating in space at that point. Looks like because he
And
screams.
it wasn't that. They weren't in space. They were
in the inner
like,
space.
that part before space.
Yeah.
So they were still within the atmosphere. Because if they were in space, they'd both be dead.
The Hulk probably wouldn't die. You don't think? Yeah.
Well, maybe, but he wouldn't have fell back. Gravity
No.
wouldn't have taken
Yeah.
control.
We're getting all over this movie. Hulk doesn't explode up. Hulk does not explode. He escapes his shackles. He wrecks havoc. The general's like, he's doing too much damage. We gotta get him out of here. Turn the lights off and point him the direction out. Hulk sees the direction out, leaves, and starts doing some hoppy hops.
And then we get like 10 minutes of him just hopping through the desert.
Which, if it was like a minute, it'd be great because it's pretty, it's cool. He flies by hopping really far. I like that. It's cool. But then, yeah, 10 minutes of that shit is too much. He gets chased by some helicopters, and well, first he comes into the tanks.
Yeah, he goes back home and has a flashback of his dad getting arrested, and then the house gets blown up, and then the helicopters show up.
Then first the tanks. He fights off the tanks.
No, the helicopters come first because they start blowing up. Oh, the tanks are blowing them up. That's right.
Yeah,
we don't see the tanks for another 5 minutes, though. He has got to jump through the sand a little more.
He's just having fun. It's like a puppy having fun in the snow. It's adorable. It's so stupid. This movie's so long. God damn. And so yeah, he's fighting. He sees the tanks are attacking him. He's like, okay, I'll attack these. Smashes them up, destroys them. Apparently doesn't kill anybody because he throws a tank at a tank. He throws a tank 100 yards east, and apparently
this is the one scene I talked about earlier, the most stupid comically scene. He rips off the top of one tank.
I saw that. He shakes the people out.
And shakes the guys out. I didn't know tanks were like that. I thought they were in the body of it, but I guess maybe that is the body of it. I don't know. But he shakes out the guys in the tank, and it's stupid.
Yes. Yeah, no, this should be in the body. Yeah, it's dumb.
The Hulk should have ripped that thing off and just chucked it with them in it and everything. Not shake them out first and then use it.
Yeah, the first one he threw, there's no way they would have lived because the tanks aren't padded like that, right? They would have been soup.
They were all metal.
Yeah, there would have been soup inside those things. Oh, man, that would have been a hard landing. But yeah, after he destroys the tanks, he runs away because then I think he becomes attacked by helicopters. Or no, I think he just runs away to run away. When he's running away, we cut to the General Ross. General Ross calls the president like, yeah, we got a problem. We need some backup. The president's like, okay, what do you got to do to get rid of the Hulk?
Which was a pointless scene.
Yeah, very stupid.
But then the whole next sequence stupid too because they're chasing the Hulk with helicopters.
Yes.
And every time he destroys a helicopter, there's no explosion for one. And the helicopters land very gently as the propellers break off. And everyone lives, everything's all right. But they're chasing them into these giant rock structures.
Yes.
And they shoot the rocks so the rocks fall on top of the Hulk. And then the general's like, oh, he's dead. We're going home.
Well, the only reason they're going home, I don't think he thinks that he's dead, but they do say we gotta go back because we're out of ammo, we're running low on fuel. Like, okay.
Oh, is that what happened?
They say that quickly, so like, okay, I justify that.
I missed that. I thought they just left him there.
No.
I was like, why are you just leaving him there? He's taking everything else. You think a few rocks are gonna crush him?
Exactly. But yeah, they say that we're running low on fuel. We gotta go back to refuel. And that's when he gets the news. Hey, the bogey's still alive. Like, I'll go get it, guys. So I guess he goes refuels and then goes back and get him. Oh yeah, so the general calls his daughter. She says, I can take care of the Hulk. Get me and I'll get him. Whatever.
That's not what happened either.
Kind of. Or is that later?
He calls her to tell her to make sure she's safe because he's heading towards her.
Yes.
And then she convinces him to do it.
I'm just summarizing. I'm paraphrasing the shit.
Well, you didn't mention that he was heading towards her, though.
Who, the Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So sorry. So, yeah, General goes pick up his girl, his daughter, while some fighter jets go to attack the Hulk in San Francisco. They find him.
So
Yeah.
the Hulk's on the bridge.
Yes.
The San
I was thinking the same
Francisco
thing.
bridge.
Yeah. How?
And they're sending the helicopter things after him too.
Uh-huh.
And they show at some point there are civilians on that bridge.
Yeah. So how do they get to point A? Yeah.
Yeah, not only how do they get there, because it's showing the Hulk can move that fast, but B, shouldn't they've like cleared the bridge off?
Yeah, you would think so.
Blocked it off or something beforehand before going to attack it?
I don't know how San Francisco's laid out, but I'm pretty sure you have to get through the city first, or it gets through some kind of residential area. But like, there should be like a sequence of him just walking through the streets somewhere. Like, oh shit, guys, that's a Hulk. That's a big green. Like, there should have been something of him interacting with civilians. But no, there wasn't. He's just on top of the bridge all of a sudden for some reason.
No, he's under the street.
That's later once he falls to the water. Which I don't even... How do you get... Whatever.
I don't know how he got under there. I don't know. It's stupid.
So, yeah. He's on the top of the bridge. Some fighter jets come in to fight him. He lands on one. They fly up to space. That doesn't work because the thin air should be able to knock him out. It kind of does. He falls down to the water. He splashes. And then they start dropping bombs in the water. Like, what? Why are you bombing the water now? Like, the civilian's still on the bridge, guys. This is so dangerous. So dangerous. They bomb the water a few times. They think the Hulk's gone, but it's not. He ends up under the streets.
Again.
Yeah.
No explosions.
There's water.
Did it not have they didn't have like a budget for explosions or something?
There's water.
Why is everything?
There's water explosions.
The water splash. There was no explosions.
Yeah, there are explosions.
No.
Yeah. Not like huge explosions, but the water explode.
The water popped up like it was splashed in.
And then explodes. I'm watching it explode right now.
Why does everything fall apart like it's paper in this movie and nothing actually breaks like it's supposed to?
What are you talking about? I'm seeing plenty of explosions right now. I'm not seeing Michael Bay explosions, but I'm seeing explosions.
I'm not seeing any explosions. Like, all the vehicles are made of paper, so...
Oh, that's something different, yeah. So he's under the streets of San Francisco. They end up at the famous hilly part of San Francisco. Once the whole place is in the hills. I don't know. Never been. Hulk gets close to... the helicopters approach Hulk. He goes to throw his rock at one to knock it down, but oh no, it's Ross and his daughter, Betty Ross. And he's like, Hulk stops. And this is when Ross sees, like, okay, my daughter has an effect on the Hulk. I'll stop and call off the attack. The cops show up, the military surround Hulk, and I guess they land, so Betty goes up to the Hulk. She calms it down. She does the... What's Black Widow saying in Avengers?
Days getting early or something like that.
Yeah, she does that to the Hulk in this movie. And I guess he turns to human.
Did you skip the part where...
What part?
Nick Nolte turns himself into Betty.
What? Oh. Does he turn...
He turns himself...
Yeah.
He turns himself in.
Yes.
So, because he wants to see his son again.
Yes, I'm sorry. Every time I saw those two talking, I always thought it was like emotional shit, so I was like, skip it. Well, yeah, you're right. So yeah, Hulk turns back into Bruce, because love conquers all, Beauty and the Beast, King Kong, etc., etc. And that's the end of the movie, guys. No, we still got the
worst climactic ending ever to a movie of this length.
We still got 20 minutes left of this movie.
This is an epic length for a movie. Like, it's supposed to... This kind of length is for epic movies.
Yes.
So you better have a ending that ties to, that lives up to it. And this movie, wow, does this movie suck because of this ending.
No, I'll give the fact that when he fights his dad, it's cool looking. I like the idea of it.
It's cool looking, but he doesn't actually fight anything. He's fighting rocks and water and air, and it's just like nothing is happening. You're not seeing anything happen. It's also in the dark, so it's very hard to see what's going on.
That's all the fights in this. Like, all the good fights are in the dark, so you can't see shit going on. Like, what was the point of this? When will Hollywood learn not to fight in the dark and we can't see anything? They do it in Pacific Rim, they do it in this, they do it in some other movies. Like, why are we doing this dark fight shit? Godzilla, they did Godzilla, the 2014 one. It's like, God, why? I want to see the shit. Show us the shit.
This movie, this fight is so stupid and lame. Yes. It might be the worst end boss thing for a superhero movie. It's like, this is the epic showdown.
Before we get to the boss fight, though, Nick Nolte and his son are sitting in chairs because they're chained up, and Nolte has a great monologue and like why I need your energy because I'm their dad and I'm abusive and we don't trust those guys to their government and they're bad to humanity, etc., etc.
You say great, but it's all stereotypical.
It's stereotypical. It's all
very like.
Well, I'm saying great as in acting wise. The monologue's not good.
Yeah,
acting. I'm saying
like. it's very evil monologue.
Yes. So, he's doing a monologue. Of course, it's gonna be evil monologue. But yeah, the acting is good. I love the acting in it. The movie, the actors, and all. Even Banner's good in this. Banner. That's stupid.
You think that's why they chose him because of his name?
I really hope so. Yeah, after the monologue, Nolte picks up
Oh, I didn't mention that either. Apparently, Eric Bana wasn't like into comics or anything, but he really liked the Incredible Hulk TV show, so he really wanted to do.
You know what's funny? I got that vibe watching it. I really got this vibe of like him and like everyone who's like his age in this movie really liked the show a lot. That's why they're in it. Like I feel they all knew the script was shit, but they loved the show and they saw what superhero movies are becoming, so they like we're gonna get into it now.
Well, they wanted to put their best effort into something that they love.
And I definitely got that vibe. And I'm so glad it was these people that got the script. Because I think if someone else, like you said, Steve Buscemi or whoever else, not saying they're bad actors, but I don't think they would have given it the performance like they did.
All right. They would have phoned it in.
Yes. Or went too hammy with it. I think these guys went like right in a good acting area. And it's probably like a thing for Ang Lee's direction too. I don't know. But yeah, so Nick Nolte bites into a power source and turns into a big electrical monster.
For like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And then he turns into lightning.
And we never see it again.
No. He turns into lightning bolts. The Hulk flash lightnings. He fights the lightning a little bit, I guess.
Is that what happened? I thought they just decided to put like Hulk images on clouds because I had no idea what was happening in that scene.
It looked like he was either fighting the lightning monster or the lightning monster was just dragging him across. Either way, some kind of weird action was happening. After that, his dad turns into a big rock thing, I guess. And it's just stupid. And then they fight, and then they get into water, I guess.
Yeah, and then they suck the energy out of the water, which freezes it. That's because of science reasons.
Yeah, but then his dad's like, "Give me all your energy, I need it." So his son's like, "You know what? Yeah, that's how I kill you." Banner gives his dad all the energy.
Yeah, here's all your energy, and that's how he defeats his dad by giving him energy and doing nothing.
Yes. It's like, oh.
And I just watched the jet scene where the Hulk was up in there and he flies off at the end of it.
See, it looked like he floated off to me.
No, he flew off.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, after the Hulk does that, I think they bomb him.
They hit him with a gamma radiation bomb for some stupid reason. Like that's supposed to do something.
That's so stupid. And so 1 year later, everything's back to normal.
Yeah, because they assume... no, you skipped over the part where it's too much power for the dad, so he's getting too much of it, and I guess he dies by gamma explosion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought we alluded to that.
The movie tries to, but they don't explain anything. We just assume he's gone.
Yeah, because he's probably still... They don't even
show the bad guy dying. That's how bad it is.
They probably did that because they were like sequel bait. Yeah. It's really stupid. Anyways, so yeah, his dad overcharges and dies probably. And then that's when the government drops in the gamma bomb. And then 1 year later, everything's back to normal. We get Betty back at the laboratories doing lab science stuff. Her dad calls like, "Hey, Betty, I love you kinda, but you would tell us that the Hulk was still around, right?" And she's like, "Dad, you're a douchebag. Of course I wouldn't. You're an asshole." Hangs up, looks outside, and then we cut to the Amazon rainforest.
I didn't get that.
What?
She looked outside as if Bruce was supposed to be there or something.
I guess she just felt it in the Force, or that maybe they had previous contact, her and Bruce, and she just knew he was...
Maybe, I don't know, but...
Yeah, just another who knows kind of shit. Yeah, we're at the Amazon rainforest, and there's some people need medicine, and there's a doctor there, Doctors Without Borders, and he's like... Take your medicine, guys. They get attacked. They get run over by guerrilla warfighters. Probably we don't know who they are.
They don't get run over.
They get they get infiltrated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like they say that the government guerrillas show up and
take the medicine,
start taking the medicine and stuff like that.
And who's the doctor? It's Bruce Banner. He says in Spanish or whatever they speak in the Amazon. "You won't like me when I'm angry," and that's the movie.
What is it? What is the movie? What is this? The Hulk's deal? What ended up in South America?
I was gonna say this because he does it in beginning of the Avengers, right?
Well, he's also it starts off there in the Incredible Hulk movie.
Well, I haven't seen the Incredible Hulk, so I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen the other one.
No.
That's actually pretty decent.
I hear that all the time, but after seeing this one, it turned me off from the Hulk. Like, I'm not gonna sit
I don't blame you.
through another 3-hour movie of the Hulk. I'm good.
Actually, it's not 3 hours either. It's actually fair, okay.
Oh, thank God.
I think. I think.
Yeah, he's always. I don't know why he's always out there. I guess because the government can't get to him, but they can, I guess.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's the Hulk. I hate the title, Hulk. That's the Hulk, guys.
Yeah, it's not the Hulk. It's just Hulk.
That's the dumbest title. It's a weird word to say.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thank God it's done.
woohoo! So I still don't know.
Because this was one of the long ones that we were really dreading.
It really was. I don't know how I feel about the movie still. Yeah, I don't hate this movie at all.
You want me to go first then?
Oh yeah, if you want.
This is the best movie that I'm going to give a 4 to.
The best movie you could give the 4. What do you mean by that?
Because it's a good movie,
Yeah.
but it's a 4. It's not an average movie by any means. It's a below average movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best movie that I'm giving a 4 to.
God, it's so funny. Because I was debating, it's definitely not a 5. You're right. And
It's not a 5, and it's not an above average movie at all. So it's not a 6. But it's not bad enough to be like 3.
Exactly. And when I was watching the movie, like a half hour in, I felt I was going to leave it angry, like Batman Forever. And so I thought I was going to give this a 1. Like, there's no way. And I got to the end of it, like I don't hate this. Like I didn't feel angry at this movie. I just felt bored.
And I felt tired. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that was long.
It felt like a chore that you kind of wanted to sit through.
Exactly.
Weirdly, I actually sat through the whole thing without taking a break like I usually do. It's like it held my attention in a weird way. So I guess I have to give it a 4 as well. Because it's not a 3. It's definitely not a 3.
No,
but it's like it's a mediocre 4.
It's too well acted.
Yes,
to be a 3.
Yes, that's why I almost gave it a 5 because the acting alone and the visuals.
The acting alone would have brought this movie to a 7 if it was a better script.
Oh God, yeah, and that's a shame. I might give this a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give it a 5. I can't in my full heart give it a 5.
It's your review. You can give it what you want, but mine's a 4.
If it wasn't so stretched out. If it was only like 10 minutes shorter, I think I would give it if it was an even 2 hours, I would have given it a 5. But it broke 2 hours. It broke 2:15. Like, why are you so long?
The pointless 20-minute last act.
Yes.
And this movie also had 4 acts, which is strange. Because you have the long-winded 40-minute first act. Then you have the dogs and something. Then second act, but when he's fighting off the military and stuff, that's a third act.
Honestly, I would argue this is 5 acts. This movie's so long and so over talked. Even the opening credits, there's stuff going on, but they're explaining shit.
Yeah, I know, but I felt like 4 acts to me. I'm not seeing where you see a 5th act.
It's the credits. The opening credits were their own act is right there. That's the whole preamble. That's the whole before the Hulk was born, how he got to the point, and then a second.
Yeah, but all of that kind of blend together for me.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So I just kind of bunched it all together because it's all like setup. That's the whole setup act.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you have, he finally becomes Hulk and he gets his big battle thing with the dogs. And then the military, which it should have ended with him being stopped by the military, maybe being stopped by her, and maybe them a small scene with him escaping and ended on a cliffhanger or something. Yes.
And that's where my childhood memory comes from. That ended there. Maybe I never saw the rest of the movie as a child.
I like Nick Nolte in this movie.
Yes.
He's a very good actor and stuff. But you could have cut that whole character out and that whole storyline out, and it would have been a much better movie.
I think either cut him out or cut Glenn out. Cut one of 2 villains out.
You could cut Glenn out, and it wouldn't affect the story at all. Honestly, so that wouldn't even make a difference. But if you cut out Nick Nolte, you take out the whole 20-minute last act and all the father-son comparisons and all that stuff, and none of that's needed.
It really isn't.
Which is proven by the next Hulk movie we're going to cover. So,
oh man, yeah, this could have definitely easily been improved upon by making an hour 20, hour and a half. But they kept it this way, and man,
we had to suffer through it.
Would you call it suffering though? Like it wasn't abysmal. It wasn't like. It was just...
I don't know. That's an hour I could have been doing something else.
True. Like not talking to these people, right?
Yeah, I guess we're done talking to these idiots.
I wish you did fire me.
Never.